Good morning, students. In previous lecture, we were study about the eubacteria and their types on the basis of their mode of nutrition. As we know that the eubacteriums are very modern and have vast number of members are included in this group. Now, in this video lecture, before going to start any new kingdom, we are going to discuss about the classification of eubacteria. Students, this classification of eubacteria is due to the varieties of their shapes and structure. So, students, let's start with the classification of eubacteria. The eubacteria are primarily classified under following four categories. What are that? The spherical shaped bacteria, or they are also called cocky bacteria. Cocky is the singular, its plural is coccus, because it is the Greek word, it is derived from the Greek word kokos, which means a particle. Yes, students, it is derived from the Greek word kokos, that means particle. Okay, so these bacteria are commonly called spherical shaped bacteria. Now, the second one is the rod shaped bacteria or bacillus bacteria. Yes, students, these are rod shaped or bacillus bacteria. The term bacilli is also derived from the Greek word the bacilla, which means stick. What? That means stick. Bacilli, that means stick. So, these bacteria are commonly called the rod-shaped bacteria. Now, student, the third group is spiral bacteria. They are also called helical bacteria. Spiral or helical bacteria. Students, in this group of the bacteria, they are just zigzag like a spiral shape and having one or more number of flagella present at their end of the body surface. On this basis, they are also classified as mobile and non-mobile type of bacteria. But the most of the bacillus bacteria are mobile in nature. They represent the process of movement and locomotion very well. And students, the last type of the bacteria on the basis of the shape and structure, that is comma shaped bacteria. Yes, students, comma shaped bacteria. As you clearly visualize that here is a structure that is just comma shaped. This is the nucleus and this is the whole body of this bacteria, which just look like comma shaped. That's why they are commonly called comma bacteria or comma shaped bacteria. Now, students, going each and every type step by step. So, as we introduced about the term kokos, that means particle, and the spherical bacteria are further classified into following categories on the basis of their living condition or habitat. The first one is the monocoque. Students, the term mono means single. What? Mono means single. This type of spherical bacteria live solitary or free living. Live solitary or free living. That's why called monocoque bacteria. As we are clearly study that the eubacteria are found in terrestrial regions, marine regions, sandy and moisture places, as well as they are also found in the extreme climatic conditions. So here the monocoque are live in sandy regions where the abundance of moistures are present, either solitary or you can say that free living. That's why they are called monocoque. One of the example of the monocoque bacteria is Micrococcus. Yes, students, the Micrococcus is the example of monocoque bacteria. It is responsible for the cause of certain diseases that is related to the genitalia of the animals as well as in humans. So the Micrococcus is harmful categories of bacteria, harmful bacteria. Next one is the student Diplococcus. As you clearly visualize that in this diagram, here is two spherical structure which are linked together. That's why these bacteria are called Diplococcus. It means the coque bacteria which live in pair or which are found in pair, such type of bacteria are called Diplocoque bacteria. There is an example of Diplocoque bacteria. This is Diplococcus pneumoniae. As you clearly understand that what kind of disorders it can spread. Yes, students, the Diplocoque pneumoniae bacteria spreads pneumonia in newly born child up below the age of or up to the age of 0 to 2 years, and in the old age persons which above 60 years of the age. It means this leads the infectional disease that is called pneumonia. It also symptomized by severe coldness, coughing and the congestion in the respiratory tract. So next to the Diplococcus, and students, one thing more, the term diplo means two. Diplo or di means two. Then here when the coque bacteria live in a pair, then called Diplocoque bacteria. Next to the Diplocoque, the next one is the Streptocoque. Students, the term strepto is also derived from the Greek word that means a long chain. What? A long chain. It means just like many beads of spherical structures are pleated in a thread to make a long chain. Likewise, when the coque bacteria are grouped together to form a long chain, such structure is called Streptocoque bacteria. Students, these are generally found in the sandy areas or grow, or you can say that multiply in the shady regions or areas where rich amount of organic decaying matters are present. So here is the example of streptococcus bacteria, that is Streptococcus lactis. The lactis is also belonging to the term lactobacillus, but this is not bacillus bacteria, this is spherical shaped bacteria. So all of you never confuse about the Streptococcus lactis and the bacillus bacteria or lactobacillus bacteria. Okay. Now students, the next one is Staphylococcus. When the cocci bacteria, or you can say that coccus in plural, coccus bacteria live in a colony, in such a colony which is irregular in shape. It means there are no fixed number of members present in the colony and they live in irregular ways, in a scattered manner. Then their group is known to be Staphylococcus or Staphylococcus bacteria. And one of the example of Staphylococcus bacteria are Staphylococcus albus. It abundantly found where the fungus, it means the mushroom like fungus are grown, such bacteria are present at that region. Next one is the students in cocci bacteria is the Sarcinae. Sarcinae is the term that is just representing three inclined plane surfaces. Just as we learn the structure of a prism, like that here there are three planes. When the cocci bacteria live respectively to frame a three planes structure as illustrated in this diagram, then the cocci bacteria are said to be Sarcinae. And Sarcina lutea is the best example of Sarcinae bacteria. It also leads a disorder that is related to the genital tract in ruminants. Next students, the second one is the rod-shaped bacteria. Rod-shaped are bacillus bacteria. As I was telling you that this term is derived from the term Greek word bacilli, that means stick. That's why they are commonly called rods. They are also further classified into following three categories on the basis of the members live together or live solitary. So the first one is the monobacillus. It means it live solitary or singly, hence called monobacillus. Moxella bovis. These bacteria spread the disease in the bovine sea and also found in the regions where the shipyard are present, so that they are called the bovish. The term bovis belongs to the sea. So monobacillus is the bacillus-shaped bacteria or rod-shaped bacteria. When the rod-shaped bacteria or bacillus bacteria live solitary, then called monobacillus. Next is the diplobacillus. When two bacillus bacteria live together in a complementary pair, then called diplobacillus bacteria. Bacillus subtilis and Bacillus subtilis. These are the two examples of bacillus shaped bacteria. you can found these bacteria in the drainage, and they perform one of the important contribution in recycling of the drainage water. Next is, students, Streptobacillus bacteria. Just like I was told you that the term strepto means chain. What? Strepto means chain. So they forms the chain. When many of the bacillus bacteria are beaded, just like the chain, are in the form of a long chain or a straight chain, then they are called the Streptobacillus bacteria. Students, Bacillus anthracis. Anthrax, it leads the disorder anthrax. That is also related to the respiratory tract disease. There is suffocation when any person or any animal suffering from that disease. Animal and human both can suffer by the Bacillus anthracis, and the disease that is symptomized, that is are diagnosed, that is called anthrax. The suffocation during the breathing process. Okay. Now students, the next class of the eubacteria is spiral or helical bacteria. What is the term helix means? Student, the term helix means the depression on the surface. Yes, the number of depression as you clearly visualize in this diagram. There is a depression. Further, it means they are just a spiral shape. They are just a spiral shape and having one or more flagella at one end or both end of the body. They are called Bacillus bacteria. Sorry, spiral bacteria, not Bacillus. They are either Bacillus shape, but due to spiral structural nature or zigzag shaped structure and having one or more flagellated structure present at their body surfaces, they are said to be spiral bacteria. Spirulina is the best example of algae, or you can say that such type of spiral bacteria. Single cell protein, it means SCP, single cell protein, is obtained by this algae, Spirulina, which is a kind of bacteria, and that protein is used by our astronauts and spacemen, because the Spirulina is a high energy giving protein, and its one or two capsulated form is sufficient for about 24 hours to give energy. So the spacemen are always carrying this single cell protein that is obtained from the spirulina. Now students, the next one is the next one of the spiral shaped bacteria, helical bacteria, is Spirulinium rupreum. Spirulinium rupreum also a kind of bacteria that are found in the shady region along the you can say that bark of the trees also. So these are the such type of bacteria, and also it leads a disease that is itching disease when comes in contact or close to our skin. And the last one is, students, the comma shaped bacteria. As its name clear that what is the shape and structure of this bacteria. It is just like comma shape. That's why called comma shape. Vibrio cholerae, that leads a disease commonly known as cholera, is spread by this comma shaped bacteria, that is the Vibrio cholerae. So students, the classification of U bacteria is completed, and I hope you all understand this topic very well. If any kind of query, then you can comment in the comment section. Thanks students for joining today.